It sounds like the New York Jets have their free agent target in sight. It is Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Calvin Ridley, according to the latest insider juicy rumor. Let's get into it. Wow. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show. Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul Weston Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25, and let's get right into it. Our guy Connor Hughes of SNY was on WFAN earlier, and he was speaking with Brandon Tierney and my guy Sal Licata, and they asked him to predict who will be the starting wide receiver number 2 opposite of Garrett Wilson week 1, and his answer was Calvin Ridley of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. I'll let you guys hear the clip here, and he explains himself a little bit and why the Jets have kind of been all over Calvin Ridley for the last couple of years. Here are the details from Connor Hughes.
Calvin Ridley was a guy that when he was being traded from the Falcons, the Jets were all over. They loved him. They made calls. They were in on him. They wanted to make a deal. When they called him, it was right around the time the Falcons knew the gambling stuff was coming out. So I remember talking to people over at the Jets, and they were like, I don't think he's available. Like we want him. Like, we think he's available. They did their homework as far as seeing if the issues that he had with the coaching staff was that like a Calvin Ridley has budding, he can't be coached. Like, they did all their background homework.
Okay.
They checked every box. The problem with him was when they called the Falcons to try to get something done, the Falcons were like, yeah, he's not available. And it was because they didn't want to deal in bad faith. Basically, trade this guy for a second-round pick.
They should have, the idiots.
Yeah, really.
Trade him. Let that be the Jets' problem.
Yeah, seriously. They just didn't want him. They didn't want that. They didn't want to trade him. And then, like, basically, yeah, we're going to get a second-round pick. Then, surprise, he's suspended for a year. Yeah, like, they didn't want to do that. And then the Jaguars ended up getting on a deal. But if he's available, he's one I could see them because they like him. I think he'd be a good compliment. I think he would be what they're looking for as a receiver. T. Higgins,
And Connor Hughes would go on to explain why he kind of selected Calvin Ridley, because some of those other options that people talk about, Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Devontae Adams, he either doesn't believe they'll reach the market, or Devontae Adams trade won't happen, or things of that nature. Here are the dirty details on Calvin Ridley. He's 29 years of age. He's set to be an unrestricted free agent. He was originally the 26th overall pick in the first round of the 2018 NFL draft. He's got some proven numbers in his career. His best season coming back in 2020. He had 90 receptions for 1,374 yards and 9 touchdowns. Of course, there's a season missing from his resume. That's the 2022 campaign because of a gambling suspension where he was out for the entire year. And then he returned from that. He was traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars and appeared in all 17 games this past season, had 76 catches, 1,000 yards, and 8 tutties. And Calvin Ridley, according to Spot Track, is expected to sign a contract this offseason for 4 years and $68 million. That would be an annual average salary of $17 million per year. According to Spot Track, that would rank 18th among wide receivers. And this would be good news for a lot of things because, of course, Garrett Wilson needs a running mate. He needs a Robin to his Batman. And Calvin Ridley is a guy who's shown at the highest of levels that he is a guy that can do that. He may not be the sexiest names with Devontae Adams and T. Higgins and some of these other guys, but this is a dude that could come in. And plus, remember, GM Sauce Gardner, when he went responding to our good buddy Richie from Jets Media's tweet about which free agents he would like or anyone would like the Jets to sign, he mentioned both T. Higgins and Calvin Ridley, saying one or the other. He later clarified. So we all know Sauce Gardner, GM Sauce Gardner, is all aboard Calvin Ridley to the Jets. It sounds like Connor Hughes as well. Apparently, the Jets have been all over Calvin Ridley. They did did their background on him. They did their research on him in hopes of trading for him before this gambling suspension came down. Ultimately, he came back from the suspension and ends up getting traded to the Jaguars for a half-eaten bag of Doritos and ends up doing well. So he may be among the most realistic targets. We talk about Devontae Adams and T. Higgins and some of these guys. The Jaguars also have Josh Allen, the pass rusher, who's set to be a free agent. So they've got a lot of big boy decisions to make from a franchise tag perspective. And out of all the realistic things that could happen, it really seems like Ridley could reach the market. And if he reaches the market and the allure of playing across Garrett Wilson, playing with Aaron Rodgers, coming to New York, sign me the hell up, baby. So Connor Hughes with the juicy, spicy little nugget there. Okay. Calvin Ridley, New York Jets. What do you guys think about that? Dive in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe. We're over the 6,000 subs mark. So thank you to everybody. We do daily New York Jets content here on the show, live every morning at 7:30. Live afternoons on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock, plus videos just like this. So make sure you show your support, like the video, hit subscribe, let us know in the comments. Are you aboard the Calvin Ridley train? Toot toot. Is he coming to the New York Jets this offseason? Calvin Ridley, it was certainly predicted by Connor Hughes to come to New Jersey, New York, coming up this offseason. Could be spicy. Let us know in the comments. Wow.